I'm not a project. That's the energy Justine Pissott just walked into the WNBA with, and honestly, it just flipped the entire Indiana Fever situation on its head. Because this isn't about attitude or ego, this is about a player understanding exactly what she is and what she's not willing to accept. The Fever front office clearly thought they found a quiet workaround with that developmental contract, like they could stash a 6'4" elite shooter, let her sit, learn, and wait her turn without much noise. But the moment she got in front of a mic, she made it clear that's not how she sees herself. And if you actually listen to her answer, it wasn't disrespectful, it wasn't reckless, it was controlled and honest. She said she's thankful, but her goal is still the 12-player roster. That's not rebellion, that's a competitor talking. What people are missing here is how rare that balance is. Most rookies in that spot lean fully into, I'm just happy to be here. She didn't do that, but she also didn't burn bridges. She walked that line perfectly, and that's what makes this situation uncomfortable for the Fever, because now it's out in the open. And the truth is, the numbers back her up. When she got minutes against the New York Liberty, she didn't look out of place at all. 6 points, efficient shooting, plus 116 in limited time. That's impact. That's not someone who looks like they need to sit for 30-plus games just to develop. And this is where it gets real. This isn't just about basketball decisions. This is about money. The Fever spent big on their core. Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Caitlin Clark on her rookie deal, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hull, Monique Billings, and others. That cap space is basically gone. So when people ask why Pissott is on a developmental deal, it's not because they don't see talent, it's because they literally ran out of room. But the problem is, the developmental contract itself is restrictive in a way that doesn't match her ability. She can only be active for 12 games. That means in a 44-game season, she could be sitting out over 30 games while being fully capable of helping the team. That's not a small issue, especially when your strength is shooting and spacing, something every team in the league needs. And now the pressure shifts to the coaching staff. Stephanie White has to decide when to even use those 12 games. That's a tough call. Do you save them for big matchups, use them when injuries hit, or try to space them out across the season? Every option has consequences. Burn them early, and you might not have her when you need her most later. Save them, and you're leaving a weapon unused. That's not just strategy, that's a season-long gamble. But here's the part that makes this situation even more serious. And honestly, a lot of fans aren't talking about it enough. Other teams are watching. That initial exclusive window is over. That means any team in the league can offer her a standard contract right now. And if that happens, Indiana has a choice to make. They can match it, but to do that, they have to convert her deal, which means her salary hits the cap. And they don't have space. So now you're talking about potentially cutting a veteran, eating that contract, or letting a 6'4" shooter walk for nothing. That's not hypothetical. That's exactly how this could play out. And if you watch her on the court, you understand why teams would be interested. Her shot is clean, high release, hard to contest. She doesn't hesitate. She's not rushing. She's not second-guessing. She's just playing. That kind of confidence translates fast, especially in a league where spacing matters so much. Then you see the practice clips. She's putting in the work, getting shots up, staying ready. That's the part that puts even more pressure on the organization, because now it's visible every day. So this whole thing comes down to one simple reality. The Fever tried to manage the cap and protect their roster, but they might have put themselves in a position where they can't fully use a player who could help them win. And Pissott isn't making noise for attention. She's just refusing to be boxed into a role that doesn't match her level. That's why this feels bigger than just one contract. It's about whether a team can balance financial planning with actual on-court value, because if she keeps showing what she showed in that debut, and if another team steps in with a real offer, Indiana is going to be forced into a decision they were clearly trying to avoid. So now the question is simple. Do you adjust and make room for her before someone else does? Or do you risk losing a player who might already be ready to contribute right now?